Okay, we're going to take a look at Don't Believe a Word, as played by Scott Gorham and Brian Robertson. Going to kick things off with the intro riff and then we'll break it down. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the introduction kicks off by pretty much based around A minor pentatonic with a couple of extra notes, which are going to be the notes of F sharp and the notes of B. And this would turn our scale into what's known as a Dorian scale. It's the second mode of the G major scale. So if I take G major, but instead of starting from the note of G, I actually start from the note of A. You can hear the difference in the sound. It's going to be playing up exactly the same group of notes. Okay, it's a great scale to include around the minor pentatonic for rock and blues. Also, a lot of jazz players and fusion players also use the same scale. Basically, we kick off by playing the open A root note. It's a triplet fill, so you're going to be counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's a swung fill. So the eighth notes, probably the best place for us to start really is the eighth notes. Instead of being 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to be swinging them. So the second eighth note is slightly later. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can hear it's got a slightly lazy feel to it. Start off by playing the open A root. We play 7 to 5 on the D. Another open A. And then we pull off from the G note to the F sharp note, which is the sixth, the Dorian note. So it's going between fret 5 and fret 4 on the D string. Okay, now we play the top line of the harmony. That original figure will continue, and we play the open A, and we play C to B, which is 5 to 4 on the G string, another open A, and then pull off 4 to 2 on the G. So shift onto the G. Now the final lick is we slide very quickly from the 7th fret of the A to the 5th fret of the A, then to the C on the 3rd fret of the A, open A, and then play the 2nd fret of the G, the A root note. Okay, now let's head into the verse. The verse is based around a very similar idea to the intro riff. There's a lot of overdubs during the verse as well, namely there's some held chords, and also when we move to the D chord, there's some harmony parts. Now, I've played this track many times in the past in a live environment, and I must confess that I kind of take the higher harmony part, but for the purpose of this lesson we're actually working from the Jam with Thin Lizzy book, which is a total accuracy book available from Lick Library, full transcriptions, a book that I transcribed for Total Accuracy a few years back now, and really tried to stick to the specific parts. So the part that I'm going to play for you works perfectly over the backing track that you can download from licklibrary.com. I possibly wouldn't play it this way in a live environment. As I said, I'd probably take some of the higher harmony parts, but we're really focusing in on guitar 1, so all the other guitars are going to be covered on the backing track. So here's the first part of the verse riff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, kicked off, very similar riff. We're playing the open A, then 7 to 5 on the D, open A, and then hammer on 5 to 7 on the D. So, then we go to the D, open D. And for that part, we play 7, 5, and then 7, 4, all on the G. Then move positions, play an A5 power chord using a D shape. So that's 7 on the D, 9 on the G, 10 on the B. Shift that down a whole tone so that your first finger's at the 5th fret for G5. Then down another whole tone for F5, first finger at the 3rd fret. So that's... Change shape now to an A5 power chord. Play 5 on the A string, 7 on the D and the G. We get a D5, drop down a whole tone to C, and then drop the shape down onto the lowest set of strings for an E shape of G5. Okay, what I'm going to do now is play through that first section of the verse complete for you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the next section, I suppose really you could call this the chorus. Basically the whole track is really a 1-4-5, a minor 1-4-5, just going from A minor to D minor and up to E minor. So for the next section, again, there's lots of high harmonies on the original, things like that going on. But as I said, we're focusing in more on just that single main guitar one part. Okay, we start off by playing the low E string, and then the 7th fret of the A, then another open E, muted, and then 5 to 7 on the A. So you get... Then we have our little D riff. For that riff, we're playing open D, 7 to 5 on the G, and then hammering 5 up to 7 again on the G string. So make sure you get that little open string pick up there, but mute it with your palm of your picking hand. So okay, then we're back to the original A riff that we saw in the introduction. So that's just open A from 7 to 5, then slide 7 down to 5 on the A, 3 on the A, open A, and then play the 2nd fret G. At that point, that's where the solo enters, so we would normally jump straight into the solo section. Okay, I'm going to play through that chorus section for you now in full so you can hear the riffs working together.